Let's take a moment to just get settled. Find a position that's comfortable for you, whether that's sitting upright, perhaps in a chair, perhaps on a mat. Maybe it's lying down. And for those that are able, you might even want to try a standing meditation. Just take a moment to get comfortable and get into just a good position as we come into this 7th step meditation. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. And if you don't feel comfortable, just have a soft gaze about a foot or two in front of you. And let us bring our attention to our breath. Let's notice in the breath where we feel it most strongly. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. Perhaps we feel it in our nostrils. Maybe we feel it in our chest. Perhaps our abdomen. Just noticing where we feel the breath. As we come into this time and this space, we don't need to change it. Let us just observe it without judgment and come into this moment. Today, we are going to do a meditation on the 7th step prayer. The prayer opens with the line, "My Creator." And so, on our in-breath, let us breathe in the word "my" and breathe out the word "Creator." Breathe in, "my," breathe out, "Creator." And let's focus on that just for a few moments. If our mind wanders, that's okay. We just gently and kindly bring it back to the breath, breathing in the word "my" and breathing out "Creator." To be created is to be made and held in love. So in your mind's eye, hold yourself within the love of God. Your higher power, your Creator. Hold yourself in that love of the Spirit of the universe. And let's take a few moments. What does my Creator mean to you? What does the thought of being made, created, held in love mean to you? Let's just sit with that thought for just a few moments. The prayer says, "My Creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, good and bad." Let us now bring our attention back to the breath. And let's breathe in the word willingness. And let's breathe out the word willingness. So as we breathe in, we mentally note the word willingness. And as we breathe out, as we exhale, mentally noting that word willingness. And let's just do that for a minute or so. If your mind has wandered, that's okay. Let's bring it back. Breathing in willingness. Breathing out willingness. What does that willingness look like to you? When we think of willingness, what arises within us? What areas do we maybe need more willingness? Let's take a moment and just see what arises. If our mind wanders, that's okay. Now the prayer says, "I am now willing that you should have all of me, good and bad." What we are doing is we are outpouring all of ourselves to that unconditional love that is our higher power, that is our Creator, that is God. I pray that you now remove from me every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. And as we see, this is an outpouring of ourselves to God. So let us breathe in the word love and breathe out all of me. And as we do this, if you want, you can just visualize that giving of yourself, that outpouring of yourself, that all of you, good and bad, to your higher power. If visualizations are helpful, perhaps you can imagine just all of you falling into the loving and powerful hands of God. And if that visualization doesn't work for you, that's okay. Breathe in love and breathe out all of me. Now, when the prayer talks about removing every defect of character which stands in the way of our usefulness to God and our fellows, we are asking for these defects of character, these shortcomings, to be removed, not so that we can simply have freedom from them, but also so that we can be of use to the God of our understanding and to the people about us. And so why don't we, as we breathe in God's love, and as we breathe out God's love. And if it's helpful for you, you can simply note the word love or God's love as you breathe in, and then love or God's love as you breathe out. And if you want to do a bit of visualization, you can just imagine some of the people that might need help, that might need your support, that might be difficult to be of love and service to. And just imagine that love of God flowing in through us on the in-breath and flowing out to them on our exhale. Let's take a few moments, breathing in love, breathing out love. Now, if our minds have wandered, that's okay. We just meet ourselves with compassion and understanding. Let's just take a few moments and reflect upon how incredible it is that the Spirit of the universe wants all of us and will use all of us to be of service to God and to our fellows. Let's take a moment and see what arises as we bring that to mind. The final line of the 7th step prayer says, "Grant me strength as I go out from here to do your bidding." And so let us take a few moments where we breathe in strength, perhaps mentally noting the word strength or God's strength as we breathe in. And as we exhale, as we breathe out, we can mentally note the word, your will, or the phrase, your will. So breathe in, and perhaps to make it personal, we can breathe in your strength and breathe out your will. On the inhale, your strength, and breathing out your will. And let's just do that for a minute or so. As our mind might wander, perhaps it's thinking about, man, what is God's will for me? And so why don't we try to come to a place of stillness and just take a few moments to see if anything arises for what could be God's will for us, for today, for the next hour, for the next week, or perhaps a deeper understanding of God's will for our life. And if nothing arises in these next few moments, that's okay. But let's see if we can rest in a place of stillness, in expectancy and receptivity, waiting to see if something arises. Now, the seventh step ends with the word Amen. And as we begin to wrap up this meditation on the seventh step prayer, let's bring a little bit of movement, perhaps wiggling, if we are able, our fingers and toes. Perhaps bringing a little bit of movement into our bodies. Coming back to the sounds of the room around you. And when you feel like you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to this moment. And I hope that the peace and the presence of this meditation, and really of the God of your understanding, goes with you throughout your day. Thank you so much.